All right, so here we are. We're all set up. See, we just pulled into the campground, all right? We're going to do the full run through of what you would do first. So I don't have the motor on, shut that off. Parking brakes on, it's in neutral. What we do first is come back here. Your battery disconnect is most likely going to be in the on position, so then it was charging on your way here. And then first thing you'd want to do, hit the power button on the leveling system. Okay, and now it's going to be ready. And you just hit auto level. Okay, and if you're like me and you don't want to be sitting in here waiting for it to do something, you figure out how to unlock the door first. And now our lot is not very level here, okay? So got the front ones are touching. And it's likely going to pick the front tires off the ground, especially this one right here, just because of the slant that we have here. Okay, so my recommendation, if you're that far off and you're going to level, just back onto a block of wood. The rear one's just about there. So as the rear ones are going down and they're lifting, it's going to dump all the air out of the bags in the rear. You can hear that. Now it's a pretty picky system too, so there's lots of little adjustments that it does until it gets to where it needs to go, and likely it's going to max out these front jacks just because of where we're parked. I think this tire's off the ground now. But we're close. This one is on the ground still. All right, we're good. Usually we get the excess slope here, especially we're in the delivery area over here on our lot, but it actually leveled itself out, so. All right, so next thing would be to open the Firefly system here. That's what this little, these screens are, they're Firefly. Hit accept there. And then go ahead, hit the master light switch on if you want all of them on. And then go down here. You can kind of see it. It's really bright on my camera here, but front slide, remember they're color coded, so blue to blue. Just push and hold until it goes all the way out. Make sure there's nothing in the way. I think I don't know if it's possible for the driver's seat to even get in the way of this one, but that's usually pretty common, is watching where the driver's seat is. All right, that loud ratcheting tells you that it's all the way out. And then rear slide here, green to green. Push and hold that one. Now if you want to go back there and do the rear slide off of the other screen, so you can watch that one going out a little bit better, that's definitely okay. And once you get stuff in here and you kind of got to watch it a little bit more, then that'd be recommended, just so you don't have anything in the slide room that would get in the way. All right, but we'll start back here in the bedroom. outlets, USBs on both sides of the bed. And if you look closely here, they do have it's outlets, and they have the USB-Cs, the new USB ports located in there too. And if they're green, then you got power. Now another thing up above here, you can start and stop the generator from your bed. Okay, and then you have your ceiling lights, reading lights. Oh, there we go. Sink ceiling. Turn these on. And then your reading lights will be controlled by this too. Otherwise, you do have the switches on them. And you can push and hold these, and it will dim these lights down. Okay, that's the same with the ceiling lights too. And then you have a water pump switch here, or you have the all on, all off for the whole coach. Okay. All right. You do have another. These are the. I don't know what they call them in Renegades, but I think they're a multiplex panel is what the name for them is, and they have these throughout the coach instead of regular light switches. You can have the floor lights are controlled on here. Bathroom, ceiling, reading, same ones as the other one for the most part, other than the flooring light, which is a good night light to have on. And then in here they have the Blu-ray player and the hookups for your satellite dish, if you do end up getting one of those. Otherwise, TV's up top. And I have to get all the remotes together. One thing to remember though with this door is double check and make sure that this is always latched, along with your shower. And not just sit on top of here, make sure you snap it down. And then the bathroom door right there too, before you go down the road. Those are your items to check for. Okay. Going into the bathroom, you do have the up and down for the fan and the speed, water pump, ceiling light on the multiplex panel in here. And then your flush controls, you get the eco, normal, and empty for that. Then turning around, you got another big main control panel here, so you can do everything on this one that you can in the one up front. Another GFI outlet. This one's got the resettable breaker on it. And then your washer and dryer. I'm not going to go into this for Glenn to know how to run the washer and dryer, because, well, I don't know how to run the washer and dryer either, but I'm just kidding. But they're pretty straightforward. They're just like a normal washer and dryer. Got all the settings to them. They did run them, so should be set, ready to rock and roll there. Refrigerator, you got these little latches, one here and one down here. This one's already undone. You got open on the top or the bottom. They got little spots to open them up. And your temperature and controls for these are located here. So we just turned it on. Fridge is at 49, freezer at 50. Ice maker's on, and then peak demand is on. That will make it run and cool down quicker. You hit this button, change your temperatures, and if you turn peak demand off, then it will actually, it's kind of a power saver mode. so it's not going to suck up as much juice. But you know, if you're running off of just batteries, then you'd want to use that. But I think they got everything set up in here. The first couple batches of ice cubes I would throw out. Let it do 2 batches, I'd say, and then throw those out, and then after that you should be good. Storage, more adjustable storage, convection microwave. I couldn't tell you how to bake something in here, but it is convection. And then up above here, this is kind of another spot that's got a bunch of different controls, outlets. They have a power strip mounted up here. With that everything's plugged into, there are a couple open spots. But Blu-ray player located there. And then this is going to be your satellite system. So once you get an actual satellite hooked up to it, you can see on here it says right now it's stowed. If you hold the search button, it's going to pop up top, and it will start searching for satellite signal. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it while we're in here or on the camera, but I can hear it going up. Let's run outside quick. Yeah, there it is. So it's popping up. And it does a kind of like calibrating, and then it will search for satellite signal. So, and I think, even though we don't have a box hooked up to it right now, I think it'll still find a satellite. But it tells you, this is kind of the coordinates that it's looking right now. Not that you should need to worry about any of this. But once you get the box, if you get Dish DirecTV, get the box, get it plugged in. They have these right here so you can plug them in. And one of these does come from this. Oh, I hit a button. They're just Velcroed in here. So they do have, that's hooked up, that's hooked up. Yeah, so you should just need to plug it into those. Get the satellite hooked up. And then you can turn this on, and Dish kind of walks you through the setup. Just let them know that you do have this. You're installing it on for a motorhome, and you have the WineGuard satellite system. And they will kind of walk you through the setup and procedure of it, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, stow it. Make sure you do this before you leave. And you just push and hold to stow. Now it's gonna tell us wait, and that will start going back to its original position, because it's got to go back to straight, and then it will drop down. That locked back in there good. All right, then I said before, antennas on the left hand side, Wi-Fi right hand side, and to do the Wi-Fi you do need additional equipment to get that functional, where you actually have an internet signal off of it. All right, so I like how they did this. They did Samsung TV here, they did Insignia TV here, and I like that because the Valencia, they do 2 Insignia TVs, and if you're trying to change the station here, it changes the station there because they're so close. So that's pretty nice. insignia remote. Then you got the Samsung. And then you have the sound bar. And then you have the Blu-ray player. Okay. And in this, they give you some power lubricant for the, well, kind of for anything that's got moving parts in here. They give you a can of it to use. Water filter. And then touch-up paint for the exterior paint color. For the TV, soundbar, turn that one on. It says hello to you, and it says we're on Bluetooth right now, so we're switch this over to digital in, and then it will be running off of the TV. We'll go over here to source. TV.
So, I mean, a lot of car makers are doing interesting things to make it easier.
What I do,
but really the big thing is have a
turn
tire
TV
gauge.
speaker off,
If your light comes on first thing in the morning, check your
and then
tires
just
to see how
use
much pressure you're down.
the sound
Check
bar.
the inside of your door.
These actually work really, really well. The sound bars do. But it is smart too, so if you do get Wi-Fi, you get internet in here, you can stream off of Netflix or whatever you have. Pretty straightforward. We don't need to watch Matlock. Alright, but those are kind of the four for in here. I'm actually going to take the insignia remote, leave it in there. Actually, it's probably going to slide around in there and make a bunch of noise. We'll put it up here, just so you know that's where it is. So if that does get used, then you got the remote for it up there. Alright, that's kind of the basic functions. Like I said, the hardest part of this motorhome is going to be learning the Firefly system, which is the touchscreen for everything. So this is going to be the thing that you just kind of got to get in here and play around with it, okay? Or if you get it on your phone, play around with it on your phone. Okay, the very bottom button here, mobile app, open up your camera. You can scan that, and then it's going to give you the ID, PIN number, so you can get it on your phone. You're going to have everything on here on your phone then. Okay, so then you can see this entire screen just from your phone. You can sit on the couch, play around with it, you know. But otherwise, these things you shouldn't really need to worry about. You got screen brightness here, which we're going to lower it down so you can actually see. Auto dimming, I'm not sure what the cleaning mode is for. And then setting the time, we're right on. Floor plan of what this is, temperature, switch panel, aqua hot diagnostics, network diagnostics. Shouldn't need to worry about that stuff. Okay, so the next one up is going to be the one we were just on. It's for the leveling system, your slide controls, and awning, and your window shade. Okay, this window shade is actually for that one up top. Okay, so you can do it from there as well as on that switch that I was showing you yesterday. But awning in and out, just hit the button there. And then leveling gives you the basic same operation as the main panel does down there. Okay, and you can do the manual adjustments to these if needed. Next one, little fan. That's just going to be for the vent fans in the vanity and the bathroom. Okay, and those you just hit the power button. It's going to go up, hit down, go down. Next one, climate control. So, if you want, you can run it on auto. It's going to either turn heat or AC on. Otherwise, you can just hit cool or both of them. I usually always leave the fan speed on auto and it'll adjust if needed. Like sometimes the front one will run on high, the back one will be on low, depending on the temperature variation between the two. And same with heat pump. Like I said, the heat pumps are actually in the air conditioner itself, so those will heat off the air conditioner, just for kind of a supplemental heat, because they are an electric heat, so they don't they're not going to take it up from 0 degrees in here up to 70 degrees, you know, but it'll keep it, if it's a 60-degree morning, it'll take the edge off, you know, instead of starting up the AquaHot system. For the AquaHot system though, you can either run it on a burner or run it on electric. Okay, you gotta turn the burner on first. Now you see, if we don't turn the burner on, oh, it will say no AquaHot source, and then you have to select either electric or the burner. Okay, and then you just set your temperature. Next thing to bay controls. Okay, so that's going to be the AquaHot heating up the bay. So you could set the temperature if you want it to heat in there as well. Turn that on. Okay, but usually with the bay you can just set it at 50, 55 and good to go. Alright, next one. This one even confuses me, okay, so but it's pretty straightforward. This is basically, this is your transfer switch. So you got power coming in to your transfer switch outside. Okay, and from the transfer switch goes to the breaker box goes to the inverter charger, which goes to the battery, which powers everything. Okay, so right now the inverter is on, but it's on pass-through mode because we do have the generator running. Okay, and charger is just on absorption mode because the batteries are topped off. Okay, up top it does tell you what power source you have. So if you're plugged into 50 amp power, it's going to tell you that. But if you got the generator running, it's running off the generator. It's going to tell you what is going to be running off of, or what's going to be running in here, I should say. Then you have generator start stop. Down below, auto gen start. Okay, so auto gen start is kind of another nice feature. I don't know if you guys will utilize it at all, but you can kind of go through this thing and you can set this whether you want it to trigger off of low voltage or if you want it to trigger off of your HVAC, air conditioning, or your heat source. Okay, and you can set it to whether it gets to a certain temperature or certain voltage. The generator will automatically start, kick in, charge the batteries, or cool the coach down to a certain temperature or warm it up to a certain temperature. And then you can set quiet time, start at, and you kind of go through it all right there. Okay, we'll go back. Inverter charger. This is just another thing that confuses me too here, but tells you all your voltage, AC output, input, low voltage, recovery, battery type, battery temp, max current, short park breaker size, info, basically. All right, but nothing you need to do in that panel either. So it's pretty straightforward. Your gen start stop, AGS, automatic gen start, if you want to use that, inverter charger located there. Now all your lights, the master on and off, or you can turn on certain different ones. The exterior lights usually you have to turn off and on manually. All the ones that have arrows on the side of them are dimmable lights. Okay, so, and they have them in certain spots too, so they're all separated and together. Makes it really nice and easy to use. Alright, then back to your home screen. So you usually just do master light switch on. Tells us right here the aqua hot burner is on and we're heating up the coach. So that'd be your main switch to turn your heat, or just to keep an eye on your temperatures inside and in the bay. Your main thing for your house batteries and turning the generator on and off satellite system is located here too, if you want to turn that on. And then tank levels, water pump, tank heat. And tank heat you wouldn't really need to use unless you are going out when it's below 32 degrees, you got water in the system. But you can flip that on. I believe it's still thermostatically controlled, so it'll kick on at 32 degrees. So that's the big deal right there. That's the Firefly system. And it's clean, it's simple, it's straightforward, it's got everything labeled. That's just gonna make using this whole thing, I think, just that much easier for you guys. You gotta do anything, you just come here, or go to the back one, or pull it up on your phone. You know, that's why I like having it on my phone, so I can run the slides out from my phone when I'm standing outside watching them go out, making sure I'm not going to hit anything. Same thing with the awning. You can do it right here on this switch, but if you're outside, you have it on your phone, you just pull it up, bring the awning in or out. Starts getting windy, pull up your phone, you can bring the awning in, you know. But that's the main gist of it. That's pretty much all it is. Everything in here is pretty straightforward as far as operation. Inside, it's just the big things in here are on that system. All right, you guys watch this, study it up. I mean, the main thing to study up is going to be that main system there, but we'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you much.